Hi, welcome in. I'm track announcer Jimmy McNerney alongside jockey John McKee, who's closing in on 2,000 wins. You have 11 graded stake wins. You won the Arkansas Derby, of course, Greater Good, Lawyer Ron, some good horses you've ridden, and we're very fortunate to have you here, and thank you for coming on set, too. We're going to dive into have you explain to us about riding here in the cold weather, riding the poly track, how certain tactics and the way you analyze races and stuff, what goes into your preparation on a daily basis, riding the poly. So first and foremost, cold weather that's upon us now. How do you prepare mentally for something like that?
Well, like I said, me growing up in Ohio, I'm kind of used to it, but
You're from actually this area, right?
yeah, I'm from Cincinnati, yeah. So normally we got a face mask, and we use hand warmers and toe warmers, and the stewards are pretty gracious to us that we're not out in the post parade that long. I want to say 8 minutes.
Right.
And so, like I said, once your adrenaline starts getting going and you're on the back of a horse, then everything else falls into place.
Right. So you spoke on post parades that they're abbreviated when it's colder weather. Now, how with those abbreviated post parades, does that affect your strategy in a race? Like maybe something the trainer had. Like, say a horse you really needs warmed up, or a lot of times you warm a horse up back and forth in a post parade to maybe put some speed into the horse. So does those shorter post parades affect your strategy anyway?
Well, just depending on what type of horse you're on. Your bigger horses tend to need to be jogged a lot, or you take them away from the pony and warm them up, and you just got a few minutes to do that. So it definitely helps at the start of the race.
Right. So now we talked about how you prepare, of course, with the clothing and and for you can put mask on, like you said, gloves and tights and stuff. Now, do you think it affects the horses? How does it affect them? Do they show you stuff in the post parade that maybe it's getting to them a little bit, or a lot of times in the morning, in horses training and it's colder, they get a lot more high strung. Is that so on race day too with the cold weather?
In my opinion, I believe that the horses really like the colder weather rather than the warmer weather. I think that the kickback is what I think kind of discourages a horse. Like if you're kind of like back in the back of the pack, or if you're on a younger horse and it's getting a lot of kickback, I think they'll kind of shy away from it. Mm-hmm. And you'll see a lot of riders trying to get your horse to the outside or inside, or try to get away from the kickback, and your horse starts to get more comfortable and get into a better rhythm.
So do you think that's why here at this track we see a lot of guys way out wide? Or does the track get better? Or do you see them out there because of the kickback, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both. And for some reason, I think when your horse gets out to the middle of the racetrack, I feel like it's a lot faster. Mm-hmm. I can't really tell you the reason why that is, but when it gets colder, I feel like it favors more toward your speed and outside.
Right, like last night. It was the first really cold day. Like last week, we was able to put a lot of water on it. Now, do you handicap? I know you get instructions from trainers, and I know you do your due diligence and really pay attention to the past performances and go back watch replays. But do you kind of adjust your riding style to the way the track's playing? Like when it gets really cold, and you said that you start seeing those trends and those biases. Do you play that into how you're going to ride a horse, or maybe the thought process going into a race?
Yeah, the thought process, yeah, for sure. Because like if it's colder and the water's got the track's got water on it, I really feel like if you don't have your horse in the race by the 3/8 pole, or even turn it for home, you got a lot less chance of winning. But if you put yourself in a position, I think you got a better position to win.
Right. So maybe something we could tell about is like when you're warming up in the post parade, you're looking to get a reaction from the horse and have them tell you how they're feeling. And also, do you kind of warm them up in different parts of the racetrack to maybe see, like early on when you haven't got to ride or watch a couple races, do you take your horse and warm them up like to the inside, outside, just to see if the track's maybe deeper in one spot or faster or harder in another? Or
I really just watch the trends on the earlier races to kind of see what they're playing like. But I tend to warm my horses up just to kind of see and hope that they get a hold of the racetrack. So that's kind of my theory and my philosophy on it.
Well, thanks, Johnny, for coming on. Really appreciate you, and we hope you have that back on the set, and maybe you can give the fans some more insight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.